such a narcissist.
Wait, what?
Welcome to The Struggle, guys. The Struggle with Candice Thompson. I am here with my co-host, Mal Hall. Say hello, Mal.
Hey, this is Corny Mal Hall here on the microphone.
And we also have a very special guest today, one of our favorite people and very funny comedian, Justine Marino. Say hello.
Thank you. Hi, guys. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Justine, it's been so long.
I know. You forgot to mention your fat ass.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone who's listening right now needs to know that for the past 5 to 7 minutes, we have been riffing on Mal's fat ass because he was concerned that because he dried his denim on too high of a heat that they were too tight and they shrunk. And then I had to then remind him that denim stretches, especially on somebody with such a fat ass.
Yeah. And she was not saying it like a compliment, like, ooh, you got a fat ass, dude. And I'm into asses. It was like, you got a fat ass. Have a salad.
I'm not averse to fat asses, but also I'm a little envious of your ass.
Oh.
You have,
cool. Add that to the list of things
you have
that
an ass every
are on
black
my
woman
body
wants,
that
Mal.
girls are jealous of.
It's a great ass, though.
I guess I have a nice ass. I've got the lashes and the brows.
You do.
You got a lot of good things going on.
You got that good hair.
Oh, yeah.
And good hair. I should
The
just
eyebrows.
transition now. I would be a bad bitch.
Oh my God. Justine, can we have a makeover night?
I know. I think we should.
We'd have a field day.
We would. I mean, I'd have a field day with those brows.
Those
Just a
brows
little
alone.
cleanup. They could go a long way.
A long way. You could sell, Mal, your eyebrow hairs, you could sell this to Locks of Love.
I can? I didn't know that this was a new income.
Your eyebrow game is so strong.
Very
son.
strong.
Dope.
Very strong.
Well, I'll look into that after we finish recording this podcast.
That's what my eyebrows looked like in 8th grade before I started waxing.
Back
Truly.
when everyone
Back
had
in
like
the day.
werewolf eyebrows.
Yes.
Yeah, I used to have a connecting, it was bad.
I once sent in a self-tape and I hadn't done my eyebrows in a while and I was like, oh, I'm just really, embracing. And they were like, what ethnicity is she? They were
like some weird Persian,
that's what they think, oh, is she Persian?
half werewolf.
Everything says human, but those brows are something else. Otherworldly.
Middle earthy. So ridiculous. All right, so guys, before we get into Justine's struggle, I would like to talk about really quickly 2 things. Mm-hmm. The first thing I would like to talk about dovetails back to Mal's episode last week, talking about how black people don't like him. Mm-hmm. So I posted the episode. But by the time everyone's listening to this, it will have been a week before this. So just know that this happened a week ago when you're listening to this. But I posted the episode and on my Instagram, and I said that Mal's struggle was that black people don't like him. And somebody commented, I believe his name is Tyrone 1G
that's exactly his name.
On Instagram. Because I think he just needed to clarify why black people don't like Mal. I mean, black people don't fuck with you. Mainly because I think you didn't like Black Panther. But also, look at you pissed off Justine.
Can I change that? Can that be my new struggle?
Absolutely, 100%. Absolutely. So this guy Tyrone 1G writes, he corny. That's why black people don't like him. Good podcast.
I love that the good podcast is the best. Because he's speaking the truth. Because he left a real note. Like, great podcast. But Mal is corny as shit.
But also, Mal's a bitch-ass nigga. Like, that's what he wanted to... I know I said I wasn't going to say the N-word in front of mixed company, but I had to right then.
Certainly the spirit of his message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm now taking a look at Tyrone 1G's Instagram profile, and I have to say, it takes a corny person to know a corny person. Because what kind of corny shit is this, dude? You just love Central Park that much?
It's going to turn into a roast of Tyrone 1G.
Central Park and sale photos of jackets? What is this? I'm corny?
Tyrone 1G, I think you hurt Mal's feelings a little bit. Even though, Mal, you know you corny, right?
I mean, I know that black people think I'm corny.
Right.
Because black people insist on not expanding their minds
Well,
to
and that
thinking
is-
black men could be more than just one thing.
That is ultimately the problem. What Tyrone's comment there kind of envelops is the toxic masculinity that is a lot of black men. So I would like to say that black people are not a monolith. There are corny black ones like Mal, and there are alpha black males that also exist. So can we coexist without the name calling? And, I actually prefer a cornier black dude than an alpha one because I have a
corny
very
is
strong
not a compliment,
personality.
right? Corny is like a
I like corny,
a
though.
not compliment.
Justine, you date corny guys.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Corny means that you are not like this alpha male that's going to be threatened by a woman like
Right.
women like us who are comedians and do what we do.
I think maybe a better way is like, I don't want to say effeminate. That's not a better way to
No,
say it.
that
But
is
like,
not a
beta.
better way to say it at all.
Beta.
it's like more open to, not as like
macho and like
macho.
their masculinity
Yeah.
is not what defines a beta man.
Exactly.
Open-minded.
And to be honest, I think that is a more confident man,
I agree.
in my opinion,
I
than
agree.
one that's all coming at you because he's so insecure he has to like puff his chest up
Right.
all the time.
Right, I agree.
So
See,
really,
Mal?
corny is a compliment.
Oh.
Thank you, Tyrone.
like how when a black dude calls a woman thick and they think it's a compliment, and we're like, so I'm fat?
Yeah.
Right, it's fat.
Yeah, it's
like that might be a compliment to
Yes.
you, but that don't make me feel good.
Yeah.
Now I
Right.
just got to join Weight Watchers.
Yep.
Right. It's because that guy that says thick doesn't have the vocabulary to say voluptuous or something like that.
Now you're just throwing lots of shade.
As a basic white bitch, voluptuous is still anything but waif is not good for me.
Justine trying to get that Angelina Jolie crack
I
addicted
want to look
body.
a little unwell. Like people might be a little concerned.
That's so funny. Like every white woman I know is obsessed with that waif look, and I don't get it.
Except the white girls that exclusively date black dudes, the
Well,
alpha
of
black
course,
dudes.
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
The ones at the Beverly Center.
During All-Star Weekend, specifically.
He's shaking his head.
He knows who we're talking about, don't you, Paul? All right. So now this one, the next struggle I would like to really briefly talk about before we get into Justine's is that, you guys all know that dating is my ongoing struggle in LA, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I am on an app. I'm not going to say what app it is because I like it to be.
Is that the name of the app?
That's it. I don't want to say it. You guys can see. I just don't want to say it online because, or maybe I have said it before. I don't know. But I don't want to say it too much because the reason why I got off a bunch of these other apps is because every other person I'd swipe on was a comedian.
Right.
So I don't want, this one's kind of like low key still.
Yeah.
And I don't want people on it. Like Rel almost joined yesterday. Rel Battle almost slapped his phone out of his hand. I was like, I told you. That's mine.
It rhymes
God.
with blender, if you're wondering.
That is not what I am on. So I did match with a guy just recently now, but then something crazy transpired.
Oh, I can't wait.
And now I have to read you what has been happening.
Let's hear it.
Please.
So we matched, and he's like a normal dude. It looks like he has a daughter, according to some of these photos.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we have a normal exchange the first couple of texts. Now, when I say text, know that we're in the app. We don't have each other's phone numbers yet. So when I'm saying texting, that's just another way for saying we're messaging back and
Messaging on
forth
the app.
through this app.
Mhm.
So he texts me on Sunday and said, "How is your Sunday going?" And I just respond by saying, "Hey there, all good. Sunday's going well, pretty laid back, worked out, and got some work done. Currently, I am trying to figure out how many more showings of Black Panther I can get in before the end of Black History Month." So, and this is what, I don't know what he is. His ethnicity in here says other, but if you look at him, he's something. Like, I don't know what, but he could be mixed. He could be light-skinned Black person. He could be Persian. I don't know, but he's other. Anyway, he writes back, "LOL. Well, in my opinion, Black History Month is a slap to the face. Who created Black History Month? ? Racist white people did. Just saying, LOL." Then proceeds to send me a document that is talking about basically what the United States is and how that we've all been brainwashed and bamboozled into thinking what this country is and what it represents when it doesn't. Well, first of all, it's like, of course. I mean,
You struck a nerve, it sounds like.
well, I struck a nerve by even just, I guess, bringing up Black
Yeah.
History Month. But the fact that he's exchanging, he literally sent me a document.
What is his ethnicity.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't. In his thing, it says other.
Why
But
is that document highlighted?
yeah, he highlighted certain parts of it. This is what he looks like. So, but it looks like a black daughter. But, he looks black to me. He looks like he is mixed or maybe Hispanic, black Hispanic. I don't know. Anyway, so then after he sends me this document about the United States and some secrets that he knows about that other people are not privy to, he goes, I want to warn you now that I know some things that will change your whole reality. And it's very important, but most people don't want to hear it because it goes against everything they have been taught about this country. There's more. By the way, I have not seen Black Panther yet because I don't really go to the movies, but I heard it's great. Besides all that, when do you want to try the falafel? Because
Oh my God.
wait. Now,
I forgot. There was that other question about falafel.
after he gives me this history lesson, by the way, does Tuesday sound good for falafel and hummus?
Oh my God.
Yeah, he he owns a restaurant, and that's.
A falafel restaurant? Because Justine and I both
We do love falafel.
No, I know. Oh, I told you I found out about one. Taim. Anyway.
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
go there.
I heard about Taim.
We'll go. But this
Yeah.
is not this place.
Fala Bar on Melrose also is a quick in and out.
Yes.
Vegan. Great.
Yes.
But yeah, we love falafel.
We
love.
do.
I love it. Okay. So then I write back. So now I'm like, okay, dude is crazy. But I'm going to continue to see where this goes because I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
Of course.
So I write back, haha, nothing surprises me anymore, talking about all that history jargon he sent me. And then I write, I'm always down for falafel. my schedule is pretty flexible. So then he writes back, that's not even the beginning.
Oh my
But there are people awake to this fraud going on and it's being challenged. But what most people don't understand is that we are under Admiralty law of the sea, SEA, in parentheses,
Yeah.
law of the sea, and everything, and not common law. Everybody in this country that doesn't understand what is going on is a 14th Amendment second-class citizen, which was all done illegally. Also, the Civil War wasn't a war. It was a commercial mercenary conflict. There is no declaration of war or a peace treaty to end it. What they did is transferred the slaves. What they did is transferred the slaves, which at the time by law was considered property, and they basically transferred their property to the United States of America, which is actually a corporation, not a country. Difficult to understand, I know, but maybe one day we can talk about it. If you're interested, which you should be, because at this point in time, we are nothing but debt slaves. Check out Judge Anna Von Reitz, Reitz, on our website, or there's a couple of videos on YouTube where she explains what's been done in it says the Seaway out. Up to you, but I had to tell you because everyone really needs to understand what's going on in this crazy world and how to fix it for themselves. Hope I don't sound too crazy to you.
This is a dating app? This is not like a Black History group on Facebook that you're on? Like,
No, I would have left that conversation.
did he follow it up with, do you like tabbouleh salad too?
Wait, what did you say? Do you like to
Do you
what?
like tabbouleh?
Yeah, what about that tabbouleh though, son? Wait, which is equally so what after he wrote all that, I wrote back, wow, you know lots of stuff. And then spelled stuff with one F. And then he wrote back, which I was like, at that point, he's gonna be like, this bitch is too stupid, so
Yeah.
I'm not
Right.
gonna communicate with
Right.
her anymore. No.
No.
He continues, he goes, still have much more to learn. How's your day going? And I wrote back, I was like, nah, I'm just gonna fuck with him.
Yeah.
I said, day is going great now. I just found out Stacey Dash is gonna run for Congress, spelled with a K. And I'm so excited. Can't wait to vote for her. Loved her in Clueless.
Oh my gosh.
Candice, you're a troll, dude.
Oh, I was like, he's not gonna respond to
Right,
that, especially after everything that he's written.
Right.
Then he goes,
I hope he says,
can't-
as if.
I wish he would have done that. No, he writes, I used to have a crush on her when that movie came out. Not really a fan anymore. To which I wrote back, I still love her. I really love her and Tommy Lahren. I wish Fox News would hurry up and give them a show together, like finally a real news show for once. They need more pretty women on the news. So tired of seeing ugly women all the time.
Oh my God.
So then he sends me a chart showing all the networks are basically owned by the same people.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes, that's not going to be real news. No news is real. I steer away from anything mainstream. Be careful what you watch and believe. Psychological warfare is real. I've read the declassified documents on it. Anyways, this is probably the reason why I'm single. To which I respond, you're too handsome to be single. Two spelled TWO. Handsome. And smart. You like wearing tank tops, huh?
Oh my God.
Because he's wearing tank tops in all of his photos, and you know I hate that. You know how I feel about dudes in tank tops. So I said, you like wearing tank tops, huh? How do you feel about them being called wife beaters? I feel bad for the tank tops. We shouldn't negatively label the tank tops. Some women need to get hit every once in a while. They talk too much.
Oh my God.
To which he responds, thank you, but you're silly. They can call them whatever they want. It's just clothes to me. And yes, maybe some women do deserve it. But I couldn't do it unless out of self-defense. Anyways, I think these days men and women talk too much. So I write back, I guess. I like tank tops too. I have really good biceps, partly from working out, but mostly from stirring the sauce. I can't stop stirring that sauce, son.
Oh my God.
I'm literally just throwing catchphrases at him that mean nothing.
Right.
And then he writes back, what kind of sauce, mama? Tahini?
Oh my God.
To which I respond, oh, that doesn't matter. I don't discriminate when it comes to sauce.
Oh my God.
Next thing I send is, how do you feel about bondage? Thumbs up or thumbs down? He writes, well, to what extreme are we talking about? I don't really like to be tied up, but I'm trisexual. I'll try anything once.
Oh,
to which I respond, whoa, dude, I was talking about mummification. Are you into mummies? Oh, and then I look back and I said, oh, my bad. That was supposed to say, how do you feel about bandages? Stupid autocorrect.
Oh my God, Candice.
And then I just saw, but he responded, which I thought after that, the mummy shit, he's going to be like, this bitch is crazy.
Yeah.
No, he writes back, I love mummies. Who doesn't like to be cooked and gagged and tied up till your circulation is cut off and your body starts to go numb? I really think you're on hardcore drugs. It's supposed to say, who doesn't like being choked and gagged and what? I don't know.
Maybe
who doesn't like being choked up and gagged and tied up till your circulation is cut off and your body starts to go numb?
Me?
I don't know. That's what
I
he
don't.
wrote. I'm confused
I'm not
by
a
that.
fan of that. If I was answering
same.
that question,
I liked my circulation.
Yeah, me
going
too.
In a nice, healthy way,
So-
cardio, you know.
That's it.
So when are you guys gonna go get falafel?
Probably tomorrow.
What kind of sauce? Tahini.
Does he owns the falafel place?
Yeah. Should we ask him where it is? And
I mean,
now we just
I would
read this
like
on the
to
podcast
know.
and we just want to come meet him now.
We just want to come eat falafel. Like,
Yeah.
we think you're crazy, but we love that falafel.
Like, that was just too soon to jump in with the conspiracy theories and
Yes.
everything. Like,
at least meet face to face.
right. Like,
Yeah.
why are you sending that? We don't even know each other's names yet. Like, why are you all of a sudden giving me receipts and documents?
Yeah. No one wants a document sent on it when you're trying to flirt. Like,
Period. I think that's a good rule of thumb, Justine. I think
Maybe that guy is single
You should write a
because he
dating
feels
book.
like that guy is single because he feels like he was flirting with all those documents.
Maybe.
Look how smart I am.
Yeah.
maybe. And you know what's sad is that I was with like some comics last night. And I read this to them, and one of them was like, this younger guy. I think he's probably like, he's under 25. And he works at the store. He was like, because I was blown away that this guy was responding to all
Right.
of this
Yeah.
stuff. I'm like, first of all, if I know you're crazy, we're done. Like, I'm not gonna waste my time responding to you.
Right.
But everyone was like, I think dude was just, was trying to see if he could still fuck.
yeah.
And I'm like, that's just sad.
Yeah.
Like, I could literally, this is how women are treated. Like, they don't care what's coming out of our mouths. Like, I sound batshit crazy.
Right.
And he's still entertaining.
But he likes how you look, Candice.
Yeah.
I mean, can you blame him?
He wants to give you the
He's trying to give
tahini. He's trying to give you that tahini.
All right, well, enough about me. Justine.
Hey, well, first of all, can we revisit the fact that you didn't like Black Panther? Also, I just want to say, Mitch, my boyfriend.
Yes.
he's an animator, but he did this cool painting of, it's like a mashup of Michael B. Jordan and this very famous Malcolm X picture.
Yes.
And Michael B. Jordan liked it and commented on it super clean. So I'm like really excited for
After we're
Mitch.
done with this, I need to see this.
Yeah, you got to see it. It's really cool. But
I love Mitch.
I know Mitch is the best, and we're a real big Black Panther home. Even though we're both very white.
Come over and see Mitch and Justine in their dashiki.
Yeah, doing their applying for citizenship in Wakanda.
Exactly.
Like, you guys know it's not
I'm trying
real.
to get that stamp in
not
my
a real-
passport. What?
What? I'm trying to get to Zamunda and Wakanda.
Totally. No, I loved it. What's your problem with it? That's my first struggle. I just totally
know, it's-
changed.
No,
Shit's
look at
fucked up.
so I saw it Monday after it came out. So it was out for 4 days, and all I saw was like, it's so good, it's so good, it's mind blowing, all of this shit. So I got high and walked to the Grove and went to see this movie. And maybe I was too high, but I was
You
just
were.
like, I mean, it was cool. It wasn't a bad movie, but I wasn't like, I was ready for something to change my life, and it didn't.
Well, it changed mine.
It literally changed everybody
changed-
else's life.
Yeah.
A lot of white people's lives. That's true.
I
It did?
mean,
Like, I was in Ontario this weekend, went to a coffee shop to get a coffee. Dude, white guy, noticed that I was black.
And said,
Have you seen Black Panther? Question 1. Before he goes, what can I get started for you? Have you seen Black Panther?
and you were like, not yet.
I was like, yeah. And he goes, did you love it? He hasn't asked me what I want to drink yet. And I said, it was all right, dude. Like, it was cool.
Priorities, Mel.
And he was like visibly disturbed.
I
Like, he
feel like
did not like that I did not like it. And the whole spirit
No
was
one
like,
does.
but you're black.
no one does.
That was the spirit.
And have
of,
you seen Black Panther is going to be for black people now is what do you mean you don't like fried chicken? Like, it's that now. You are genetically predisposed to liking this film. What is wrong with you, Mel?
I told in the last episode you could see my full opinion
Yeah,
on Black
right.
Panther.
Yeah, right.
I didn't not like it. I thought there were a lot of good points, but I wasn't
His
like
expectations were
Yeah.
too high.
I mean, Michael B. Jordan alone. See ya.
See, and you know what? I think he's gorgeous, but for
I
and we
didn't
talked
like it,
about it,
yeah.
so we can revisit. And if anyone who wants to know our opinions, but I think he was like to me the weak link in the movie.
He was the hot link to me.
I mean, yeah, that's all that matters. Hot links. He is fine. And someone else just recently said, another comedian just said that he's too hot to be a villain. And I was like, you know what? You're right. It was too distracting. I don't want to masturbate to a villain.
Wow.
But I
do.
did.
I do, and I did. Mitch and I both did. I loved it, and I love the soundtrack, and
It's all amazing.
it's beautiful to watch. I think part of what I liked it, and then I'll talk about the real struggle I was having.
Mhm.
But I think that I've seen a lot of action movies, I think, with you, and I always fall asleep during the long action sequences. I feel like there was enough story in this to keep my attention, and there was just enough action.
I
you
literally
know?
said this. I said
Yeah.
it's the first movie that I think has kept me captivated from when it started till
Exactly.
the end. It wasn't one moment where I was like, "What time is it?"
Yeah.
or like dozing off. It was that like I was really into it.
Same.
Yeah,
I'll see it again, you guys.
You have.
we're
to see
gonna
it
have to.
not
I want to
high.
see it again
Yeah.
too. So let's go.
All right. Done. Now, Justine,
Yeah,
Now-
Justine.
what's your struggle?
What is your struggle?
Well, I've always had OCD, and it comes out in different ways.
Uh-oh.
But
This is too real of a topic, you guys. We're gonna have to shut down the podcast. We're not qualified to handle
no,
this.
yeah, guys, I'm hoping you can be my therapist now. How do I stop washing my hands so much?
She's like, I've killed 7 people last year.
Hold on. What? Were they corny?
They were all
Did
corny.
they have fat asses though?
They
and
have-
did they like Black Panther?
All of them. I have a hard time, and even today, probably why I was a little late leaving my house. 'Cause
Oh, no.
I have a hard time leaving my dog. Like I'm like so
Blair.
attached to Blair. Blair.
Her name is Blair.
Blair.
But I call her Blair after Facts of Life.
Right.
Blair had a cousin on Facts of Life who had cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
And she would pronounce her name Blair. So
So that's
what
what
I
Candice
call.
That's how she addresses Blair.
Yeah.
Blair.
but she's very cute.
She's adorable.
So every time I leave, I'm like checking to make. I'm doing all these weird checks to make sure things are off that I haven't even turned on.
Right.
Like in a week.
Yeah, no, like truly, like when I don't cook, when was the oven ever turned on that I need to check it 14 times before leaving?
Also, she doesn't have thumbs. How is she going to get in the oven?
Very true.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I almost was going to be like, can I bring Blair? Like, I'm compulsively bringing my dog a lot of places.
Because of your OCD.
Because it's like, so it's just easier to bring her where it's like easier than
Right.
doing the checking routine.
So your fear is that if you, for example, leave the oven on, that your dog might die.
that the whole place will explode. Explosions are kind of a theme in my OCD.
Oh my God.
Like if I leave the flat iron on, it's
Right.
gonna
explode. It's
You've
not just
seen
gonna
a lot
get,
of
like-
action movies, it sounds
It's
like.
not just gonna burn the counter.
Yeah.
It's going to.
Explode.
And then checking to make sure the door is closed like a million times.
Right.
You know, like
And like with your alarm clock and stuff like that, do you do that? Like if you have your alarm set, would you like check it 30 times?
yes,
before you-
Yes,
Yeah.
of course. I'm a checker.
I have mild OCD.
I'm a checker, you
Yeah.
guys. Oh, I'm like hardcore. Like I when I was in second grade, I was on the monkey bars and I had to stop playing because my hands were so dry from washing so much. Like
Really?
I know.
Can I show you something right now?
Oh,
Yes.
no.
I'm not wearing these gloves because I'm cold, guys.
I'm
I
sorry
am.
to laugh at that.
I am, but also like my hands get so dry that they crack
That's
because
how
I
mine
wash
work.
them so often.
That's how mine
This
work. Yeah.
Is,
Aquaphor.
is part of my eczema because I wash my hands too much. Because I think you might be a little worse than
Yeah,
me.
probably.
Is that why my hands are so like moist? Because I don't wash them enough?
It's probably all the urine. You nasty motherfucker.
Wait, what do you mean by wash your hands a lot?
I mean,
Yeah, like any
there's always a reason to wash your
Like
Yeah,
anytime you
there's-
touch anything, you'll wash your hands?
before I eat something.
anytime before I eat or like
all the time.
Do you guys
Yeah.
get sick a lot?
Not a lot.
No, not really. I would say average, but then
Because I'm of the belief that you should not wash your hands.
Yeah, to
and
get the germs in
so you eat more germs so your body knows how to fight them. Like, Justine, do you use the wipes at grocery stores before you touch the card and stuff?
no, I
Like-
don't. But
okay.
I know I'm not going to be touching anything. But I
Right.
will consciously like pick my produce
Produce
with
up
a
with-
bag.
I do that, and I
What?
also use specific fingers sometimes.
Yeah,
I'll be like, I'll be like, I don't ever use my pinky for anything.
Yes, exactly.
I'll be like, I'll pick it up with between this finger and and be like,
For real?
I'm dead serious. Sometimes,
Same.
Wait, so you put
Looks
your
like
hand...
this is your struggle
yeah.
too.
So anyway, if you guys could just leave, that would be great. Hi guys, welcome to the struggle.
You put your hand in the plastic bag before you get
Grab it.
avocados.
Not avocados. Not if it has
Has
a skin.
A skin.
Yeah.
Mel, don't be
God,
stupid.
Mel.
How do you not know the laws
What
of
is wrong
produce?
with you?
Well, I just grab everything with my hands like a normal human.
Like on Saturday, we were grocery shopping and a pear fell out onto the conveyor, and the
Just throw it out.
Yeah,
Throw
I
it
was
out.
just like, what is
Throw it out.
happening?
You know that some people don't even put their produce in bags; they just sit it on the conveyor
Mitch
belt.
doesn't.
I don't
Like
do
a
that.
maniac.
if it weren't for me, Mitch is just like
He'd be
throwing
dead. He'd have some type of syphilis, some
Yes.
type of
I mean,
type of weird hepatitis
Totally.
from a conveyor belt at the grocery store.
It's like there's so many people in and out of there. Come on,
Yeah, it's
man.
gross.
We're polar opposites, Mitch and I.
That's why it works.
That's why it
That is
works.
why. So wait, so since he is so the opposite.
Yeah.
When it comes to like living, you guys live together
We
and
do.
you sleep in a bed together.
We do.
Does that affect you sexually in the relationship? Is this too personal? I don't care. Answer it.
No. I mean, I think for the most part, if I'm like in the mood, I'm not gonna let like I gotta go. You should wash your hand. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I've done that before.
I mean, if it's like he's been like petting the dog a bunch, and
Yes.
stuff, it's like
That's a little.
she rolls around
In
in
the-
like shit.
and she licks her butt.
She licks her
She
butt.
licks other
Yeah.
dogs' butts.
Yeah, so I think it's nice to be fresh before you're hooking up, you
Right.
know? Because, like, You can get an infection down there.
I 100% agree. One time, I was dating a guy, and we came back to my place. He was my boyfriend, and we were sitting on my bed, which everyone already knows that I have issues with my bed. Like, I make people sit on my bed in indoor clothes.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, like, if you guys came to my place right now and like try to sit on my bed, I would fight both of you.
Right.
Really?
You have to, yeah. Because I don't want outside clothes on my bed. You can sit on the couch. You can sit. I just don't want it on my bed.
Mm-hmm.
So I have like indoor stuff. I have pants or like sweatpants.
Like
or
you have
pajama
change
pants.
of clothes for company.
As soon as I get home, if I'm gonna be in my bedroom,
Mm-hmm.
which is sitting on my bed, I will put on my pajama pants or my sweatpants that stay in the house.
But
They
do you
don't-
have it for company as well?
for pants for them to throw on?
Yeah.
I do if you need it.
Okay.
Yeah, if you need it. But like this guy that I was dating. You guys know him, by the way. This is my one boyfriend that I've had in the past 30 years.
Yes.
And so he was on my bed, and I knew we were about to like try and start something, but we had just
Smash.
come from outside.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, could you wash your hands, please? And he looked at me like I was crazy. And I'm like, you're going to be touching things.
Yeah,
Right.
I get it. It's like you don't want to. It's so sensitive down there, and you
Yes.
can fuck up the pH in a
Yes.
major
And
way.
next
Right.
thing you know, I'm at the pharmacy getting some Monistat.
Yeah.
That's why I always travel with some latex gloves that I dip in apple cider vinegar because I'm conscious of
Mitch
pH
is
levels and diseases.
Mel's like, well, it looks like this party's about to get started.
Pop, pop.
Snapping of the glove.
That is so funny.
Are you feeling in the mood? Because I am. I got the purple ones because I know that's your favorite color.
I think it also has to do with how stressed I am because I do get way more checky and washy when I'm more stressed, you know, or anxious. So if I'm like in a loose mood, you know, I might
let
just
some things slide.
throw caution to the wind and be in the moment.
So you're more OCD than you are a germaphobe. Or does that go hand in hand?
It does kind of go hand in hand, but I would say that I do have OCD tendencies just because I do have the like rituals that don't have to do with cleanliness as well in terms of like checking to make sure ovens are off and
Right.
all that kind of stuff, you
Right.
know, and doors are locked.
Right. Like what? So before you left today, was the stove the only thing you checked, or did
Oh,
you
no.
also? You
Oh,
checked-
no,
Please
Candice.
give me a rundown.
Yeah,
of
what's
all
the
the
checklist?
So here's the thing. So first, I put Blair in my room because I live on a busy street. So I'm afraid that if anyone just came barging in for some reason,
Right.
so I have to have that door closed. I check to make sure she has water and everything off. I turn off the outlets in the power
strip?
strips.
You
Yeah.
because you think those will
Because I
also
think
lead to an
those will
explosion.
they're going to lead to an explosion.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows. They sell those exploding power strips
I
at
mean,
Target
cell
and
phones were
Walmart
exploding
everywhere.
for a second. So
That's true. That
Right.
doesn't
yeah, it's
help
not
my
that.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mal, for bringing that up.
No, so I close that. I check her out. I leave her with her little treat, and then I go check we have 2 bathrooms. So I check the one that I have not done anything in, the one that's just we brush our teeth. I have like kind of a beauty bathroom where I do all my hair and
Right.
stuff. So I
That
check
Mitch doesn't have to
that
go
Mitch
in.
doesn't have to go in.
I actually think that is a key to a relationship.
Yeah.
A lasting relationship.
I
is
do too.
separate, having the separate bathrooms.
I think it's so good.
I agree.
So I check everything in Mitch's bathroom, even though he hasn't been there or been using anything all day.
That you know of.
Yeah, that I know. Yeah, right.
He's just at home flat ironing his hair right now.
Then I check my bathroom. I feel the irons to make sure they're cool, regardless of
The
if I've used
unplugged
them.
irons.
The unplugged irons.
Gotcha.
I make eye contact with the outlets to make sure nothing is plugged in.
Because you have to make eye contact with the eyelets of the outlets. So you know if you could trust them or not. You have to maintain eye contact. Don't fuck up, outlet. I'm looking at you in the eyes.
You get it.
Yes,
Thank you.
Gotcha. I'm
then,
just helping
There's
the
no way
audience.
you're slipping a roofie in my drink.
no.
I got your number. Outlet.
Sneaky outlet.
Then I'm near the front door at this point. I make sure the heater is off. I check to make sure.
Mal's having a connection.
By this
Wait.
point, I'm near the front door. After I've looked all of the outlets in the face, I am now near the door.
I make sure the door is locked and I pull it just in case, even though it's dead bolted. And then I come around to the kitchen and I touch the oven. I touch all the stove tops. I look at all the where you turn the turn nozzle, the knobs,
Yes.
and I say off, off, off.
You say that out loud?
I'm like, off, 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 off. Okay. It's like a thing. Then I make sure all the toasters and appliances
Have you
are.
been tested on the spectrum at all?
I know. I'm like,
We could do an autism test.
could we? Is
I
there
think
Or
so.
can we just go to Vegas together? Because it seems like you could count cards.
Rain
pretty
Man.
well.
Just the new
some
nickname is Rain Man.
Rain Man tendencies.
Kmart,
me.
Cincinnati, Ohio. Kmart socks.
Then I might do the whole thing, an abbreviated version, quickly one more time, and then
The whole thing?
Now, how do you get into your car?
So sometimes I
Do you have to walk around it 3 times?
I used to literally
no.
years ago. I had a bit about this. I would have to park in this one spot at ArcLight, and if I didn't get that spot, I would
leave?
I would walk over to that spot. Like I was concerned with the amount of steps, so I would like go out of my way. It was very odd on dates. Like, what are you saying? Just got to go walk by my spot, date. Thanks.
We parked on the roof. Yeah, but we just need to go by level 4 really quick. I gotta check something.
But I'm done with.
You're over that.
I'm over that. But
But I feel like something's taken its place.
well, all this checking when I leave, I feel is the thing. You know, I was proud today. I resisted the urge to stop right in front of my house and run up and see if the door was locked. I was like, no, you checked it once. It's fine.
Oh, that's
Nice.
good.
That's progress.
It was progress.
Until she does it again tomorrow.
I go home and like
Until
just stare at the door. I make
I
eye
hope your
contact.
apartment hasn't exploded.
What would be super fucked up and what
leaving the
I
door
would do
unlocked.
if I was Mitch and I had this information, I would just unlock the door. So when you got back,
He-
it
fuck
would
with
be
her.
unlocked.
Here's the thing. Mitch
So
is
mean.
so opposite that one time, a couple of times, the back door he left not only unlocked, but
Yeah.
like it was not fully closed.
Ajar.
It was not, it was like, and I woke up in the middle and I was like,
And it was open in the middle.
yeah, yes. And I was like, are you kidding me? And so that now it's like super checking time.
But I feel like, and Mel, let us know if this is true or not, but I feel that men in general are not as cautious when it comes to stuff like that because women, we have to think about there's a man out there who wants to rape me.
Yeah.
Like in my case, I had a peeping Tom,
Right.
and at one point, I have a roommate, and he left the door open one time. And I'm like, what are you and this was prime peeping Tom time.
Yeah. Right.
Like, I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're going to get me murdered.
Prime time.
You can't even.
Prime Tom
A lot
time.
of, a lot of alliteration
cheese,
there.
yeah.
So I think in general we're more aware.
Yes.
And guys can be more, but I know so many guys that are just forgetful.
Yeah, and that's Mitch is very forgetful.
And I think that's kind of a male trait.
Yeah.
No, because at my apartment, I make sure the front door is locked. Mahira, my brother, will lock all 4 locks. So we have an outside,
Yes.
like a metal door.
That's
He'll lock
that's how it should be.
the
Yeah.
knob and the deadbolt. And then
Yeah.
there's another door after
Yeah.
that. He'll lock the knob and the deadbolt.
Why would you not
Now,
lock all the locks?
He's just
Here's
proving
my-
more and more that
here's-
he's not black.
Here's my thing.
We lock everything.
When I'm at home, I'll just lock the deadbolt of the outside door for the front door, and I leave the back door unlocked because it's gated, and like none of my neighbors are coming up into my
You
house.
don't know that. Why are you speaking as if you know for a fact that they are not going to come up in your apartment and steal your laptop?
Because I assume if they pay rent there, they can afford.
How do you know? How do you know they don't have some sketchy individual staying with them that could come out and end up in your apartment?
Here's what the only thing that has ended up in my apartment from me leaving the back door open. Sometimes I
Till
just leave
now,
it open.
famous last word.
One of the
Say it.
neighbors has a dog, and the dog will just come up the stairs and like make my day every once in a while. Like, oh, look at this cute dog that's in the house. Now go back
I
to your
think we
owner's
need to
house
teach
after a
Mal
couple of
lessons.
pets.
I know.
I think we should break in his place.
I think
while
we
he's
should.
out there and steal some shit.
and make something explode.
and make his whole fucking apartment explode, son. And then we'll be like, see? Told you.
I don't. Yeah,
And then Mal will be like, you guys burned my apartment down. You could have just like taken some cupcakes from the refrigerator. Why did you have to?
I mean,
incinerate?
I make sure that my car is locked. I mean, I have to hear it go boop, boop, boop. I have to hear that before I leave the car.
Oh,
but like, as far as the house is concerned, I just don't. Who's like the TV is too big and heavy for someone to steal.
It got in there. Someone can take it out.
It was a bitch to get in there.
No, I know, but
I challenged somebody to try to get that thing out of there.
there are other things to be stolen, Mal.
That's
Just
true,
saying.
but I just don't. I feel like it's a.
Why are you so cocky?
I feel like it's
Yeah,
no. I
he's
feel
like no one's coming in my
because my
apartment.
mom locks everything too, and I feel like it's more of a narcissistic thing to think that you have stuff that people want to get.
You
I don't
do.
think people want my
Everyone
stuff.
does.
Yeah.
Nobody wants my shit.
Mal, have
You have
some
cameras.
confidence.
I'm just putting all your business out. You got thousands of dollars worth of cameras, Mal. Isn't your address 7815?
Hey, Candice. No, I would keep the cameras and stuff on me, but it's like, I don't know. There's nothing at my house worth stealing.
That's what you say. Someone will find. You got more than a lot of people. Just FYI.
Okay, cool.
Not me, but like some very poor people. You have a lot more than they have.
That's true.
Mal, you're poor, but you have more than very poor people. Cool. Thanks, Candice.
You welcome. So, Justine, do you feel like Mitch cares about these things? Do you feel like he like loves you that much? He's like, I know this stuff bothers me, but I'm going to overlook it because I love her.
Yes.
Or do you think it doesn't bother
what
him?
was the other option?
Or do you think it just doesn't bother him and it's just not a thing?
I don't think it super bothers him. I think sometimes when I'm a little like,
You force him to do stuff?
yes, when he, like if he's making food, I'm like, do you wash your hands?
Oh my gosh.
I'm a monster.
But
Oh my gosh.
why are we? Because I would do the same thing.
I know.
Why would you do
I
that to
look-
somebody that's
look.
making you food?
Because I need to know your hands are clean.
Wait, did you shit and not wash your... Like, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, sometimes he does. When we have a dog, and obviously he uses a bag.
It's completely
but-
different when you have a dog.
Yeah, but like you
You
pick up the
playing
poop.
with the dog.
Well, that too,
Yeah.
and like also like yeah, it's like she's a little.
do you share drinks with people?
Certain people I do. It depends.
Would you share drinks with us, Justine?
I would share drinks with both of you. As long
She
as
said, looking at Candice.
I know.
Not that dirty motherfucker
Yeah, no, she's
right
like,
there.
Candice is almost as crazy as I am,
Yeah,
so
so
we can share
Candice
that.
and I
Candice
for sure.
rubs hand sanitizer around the rim of her glass before she hands it to me.
Perfect. As long as no one has like any sort of sign of an outbreak, on their,
Outbreak or some type of ridiculous,
I'm
right.
okay with that.
Right.
I'll see, because I always wonder about people that are like germaphobes, because like you go to bars all the time and people are like, oh, this is awesome, taste this. And like people
Yeah.
share, and then people share food too.
If someone does it to me, I like try to sip on the other side of where I know they weren't
Right.
drinking. Also, alcohol
You pull
kills
out a
germs.
Sharpie and
Right.
you put a mark there.
Yes. I was like, so this is where your lip was.
Wait.
This is where mine was.
I thought you were a germaphobe because when we were in San Diego, and I remember we went to 24-Hour Fitness, and you immediately hand sanitized after, and I was like, finally, a guy who gets it. And then you have that whole
So
bit
necessary.
about washing your hands after the bathroom. This was
yeah.
like years
Oh, yeah,
ago.
yeah, yeah.
So I was like, clearly,
Yeah, but
Mal
that's...
and I are on the same
think-
page.
page.
But that seems like just sanitary. You should wash your hands. You're touching everybody's sweat, you should wash your hands. But just like...
But yeah, you're making my dinner. You need to wash your hands.
Yeah, but if you're cooking, yeah, of course he probably washed his hands.
We don't
like, why
know
would
that.
you
We don't
ask-
know
That's
that.
what we're saying is she doesn't know.
What
I don't
kind of
know.
animal
People,
would
Mal.
Mitch have to be to just not wash his hands before he prepared food that he was also going to eat? Like, that's
People
weird.
do it.
But Mitch does come from the same, kind of thinking that you do with, like, the more you wash, the more you kill, like, the more
Right.
sensitive you
Right.
are. So,
Right.
like, build it up. So that's why I'm like, I'm not trying to get on that train.
I mean, also, how do you find out? Like, you could say this is going to build my immunity up by eating this cracker that just fell on the floor, but at the same time, that could make you sick because you just ate that cracker that was
Right.
on the floor. So you risking it either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sure he would tell you before you serve the dish because you have to explain
Here
what
you
it
go.
is.
I didn't wash
Yeah.
my hands.
This is some immunity building
By the
salad
way.
right here that was not
By the
rich.
way, I just spit on this cracker
Yeah,
you're about to eat.
I don't know. There's just certain things to me that are like common sense. This needs to be cleaned. Like,
Yeah.
I will.
Common sense ain't common, Mal.
Like Carlene sometimes doesn't like she.
Carlene is your girlfriend for or people who don't know that.
Dishes are not like doing dishes are not her strong suit. So sometimes she'll do dishes, and then when she leaves, I'll go in and do the dishes again because
Yeah.
I know she just doesn't do dishes well. I
Right.
also, if we're gonna be cooking, I have to rinse all the vegetables because I want to make sure there's no fucking dirt in there before I
bugs.
cut up the
Right.
They're
produce.
organic.
But I'm also not like, I'm rinsing them just under plain tap water. I'm not putting them into like sanitizing liquid to make sure that they're
What do you
clean
mean?
and don't
You don't have a sanitizing vegetable hose connected to your kitchen sink?
I don't know if you guys are using
What is
solution.
wrong with you?
I'm sorry, Mel. This is your last time recording with us because I need
Filthy.
someone.
Us.
Filthy monster.
I don't share soup with people.
Oh,
Going
no.
back to sharing
Oh,
food,
oh,
I'll
no.
share almost any solid food with you, but soup,
If
I
they
feel
come
like
in with a
is
clean spoon and take it out, that's
one.
fine.
They could take one.
Yeah.
No twice.
No
with the
twice.
soup.
No,
No, twice.
It's like double dipping.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gross.
Totally. Well, I'm glad we're all on the
Yeah,
same
we're on the
page.
same
I was
page
getting
there.
a little concerned, you guys.
You know, Mal was scaring me for a second.
I'm very clean. I'm a very clean
I
person.
do think of you as a clean person.
But I do eat food off of the ground. I have done that. Like if I
But
drop
not like
something.
cheese, right?
Cheese has the moisture.
That's
the
what I'm
sticking
saying. That's what I'm
power.
like. That some things are completely.
I
off
dropped the
limits, and
artichoke
that's
heart out of
cheese.
my salad on a plane one time, and I ate it.
No, that
No,
is the
you're right.
oh
No,
God.
I did
Oh,
not.
I was gonna
did
say,
not. But
oh
I
my
did
God.
eat a chip off of the
You
floor.
lucky you're still alive.
I mean,
We should have you in quarantine.
Yeah.
I rarely get sick, you guys. Rarely get sick.
that's good to know.
I mean, now
Yeah.
we can judge Mal.
Yeah,
so,
now we can
It
judge
is
you.
good
I
to
mean,
know.
judge away, girls. Judge away.
Wait, so Justine, is anybody else in your family? Do you feel like you got this from a family member?
Yes, my dad's whole side of the family is
All
so
of them?
neurotic. Yes, they're all the Marinos are just very neurotic about
Interesting.
like checking and wiping. See, my grandmother's thing was wiping, and so my dad inherited the wipe. So it's just like there's lots
Constant
of
wiping?
constant bleach smell. Like my dad and my mom. My dad was me in my parents' relationship,
Right.
and like my mom would always be like, "Lenny, it smells like bleach. Like we have people coming over." Yeah. So
You know what's sad is that the smell of bleach is actually refreshing to me because my mom is a clean freak. And so she, like, I got stuff from her too. Like, I'll put bleach when I wash dishes. I'll put bleach in the tub with the dishes so that it, like, kills germs.
Yeah.
Bleach your dishes?
tubs and
Just a cap full.
sinks and shit are so
They're
gross.
gross. Sponges?
Sponges. Mitch he would never replace a sponge if it weren't for me. I'm like, you nasty motherfucker.
Might as well be cleaning with a Petri dish.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I have a sponge to clean the sink and a sponge for dishes.
Yeah, and I don't
But-
like
and
when
I
people
changed
use
them.
the
I
same
changed them
one for both things.
Yeah, no,
that grosses me out.
Disgusting.
That's disgusting.
I had to teach Mitch not to do that, you guys.
I have a separate rag to wipe the counter with.
That's good. All separate. I just use paper towels, so it's one time.
That's
and
what
you're
I
done.
do,
I use
which
a
is
lot
I
of paper
know,
towels.
which I know is not good.
Look,
No.
we're not going to be here when this rock explodes, so
And
more
none,
paper
and,
towels.
and none of us have kids.
Yeah.
when it explodes because Justine left the power strip in. I one time stopped seeing a dude. Well, it wasn't. We weren't like together, but we had been messing around a little bit, like making out a little bit, and it was like one of those guys with a potential for something to happen. But what really kind of made me
Deal
make my mind
breaker.
up to be like, I don't think I can do this because we were out at Swingers.
Mhm.
And we were sharing a cupcake, and some of the frosting fell on the table, and he took his finger
Mm-mm.
and picked up the frosting that hit the table and just put it in his mouth. And I had to check myself because it's gonna be all over my face, like, you
Yeah.
Yeah.
monster.
Yeah.
And so I was just like,
Seems
I
like a
can't.
guy to me that is not into wasting money. He paid for that frosting. He's going to eat that goddamn
yeah, no,
frosting.
I just can't. You know, have you seen those nasty rags
Yeah.
that they
No, I
clean
don't
those
eat-
restaurants with?
I don't eat shit
And
off the table.
I've worked in restaurants. And
Frosting too. Picks
yeah.
up everything.
Yeah. Frosting is like an adhesive.
It wasn't like a potato chip that not all the, and, you know, a potato
No.
chip curled, so like maybe
Yeah,
only
it's
like
like-
one or two
Yeah,
edges would have
yeah,
touched.
Right.
Yeah, no big deal. But
Yeah,
frosting,
frosting?
that's like,
yeah, that's flagrant, you guys. That's
Yeah.
not okay. Not okay.
and I love I mean, that's my other
That's your
struggle
jam.
was like cupcakes.
I mean, you have a tattoo of a
I
cupcake.
do.
Yeah, so you prefer cupcakes over regular cake?
Any cake, really. But I'm vegan now because I actually preferred cake and everything so much.
Is that what you had to do to
Yes,
stop
so
yourself?
that I would not binge.
Really?
Yes. I mean, this is gross. you guys are gonna be like, how did you just have that whole conversation and then say this? But
Oh no.
one
time I dropped a cake on the floor. And I ate the whole thing off the floor from the floor.
okay. So
Oh, that was my fat girl voice.
no, I love it.
One time.
That's my voice. That's my voice when I'm eating cupcakes.
No hands.
Just a groan.
Look away, I'm eating cupcakes.
Basically, I was binging on a bunch of cupcakes that I had made for a show back when I wasn't really that funny and brought cupcakes to shows.
That's how you got in those shows with the cupcakes.
Yeah. But I remember I was like eating them all and I was like, I have to throw these away. So I threw them in the trash.
No.
But then I went back in and none of them were touching, so I ate one.
That was a Seinfeld episode. Did you see when there was an eclair sitting on top of the trash?
That's exactly what happened
And
to me.
George went in and took it and ate it. And his excuse was it wasn't touching any of the rest of the trash.
That was legitimately what happened to me. And I shared that with Ben Glebe and he was like, no.
That is not okay.
So he
Not
really
okay.
did help me stop that. So, but
Eating out of the trash.
Eating
Ben
out of-
Glebe helped you with trash picking? Thanks, Ben.
Justine, what else did you like picking out of trash cans?
What a nice guy Ben is.
I mean, it was just like I was in a dark place. Cupcakes used to be my real struggle, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I'm now
so
just
anything sweets, mostly.
sweets mostly, but anything with like dairy and eggs and baked goods, ice cream, sugar,
Yeah, it's
all
all
that.
So we shouldn't. Okay, so I've been having another struggle since the last time we recorded because the last time Mal and I did this last week, like idiots, we went to get ramen, which is what we do regularly now. I've spent at least $7,500 in ramen over the past year.
Love ramen.
It's so good. There's this vegan ramen we got to put you on.
Let's get it.
It's so
By
good.
my house. It's
yeah,
great.
it was one by
I went
him. There's
last
one by
night.
me. You can go to his first and then come to me.
Let's go to all of them. I'll hit them all.
No, all up. They're in there. So we went to this ramen place down the street here, and then while we're sitting there, we're like, we want dessert.
Of course.
I was
So
just
Mal
in Japan. I wanted these Japanese pastries. They're like cream-filled pastries.
So
Not donuts. It's just like very good bread with cream in there.
So he looks to see if there's any. We're in Koreatown, so he's
Right.
like, let's see if there's anything in the area. And this motherfucker finds this place called Cheese Tella, which sounds crazy. It sounds like a dairy version of Nutella.
Yeah.
Like it's what
Yeah,
is
it
that
does.
cheese with hazelnut spread?
Yeah.
I don't understand it. So it's in this Korean mall marketplace. So we go there. And it's the most delicious thing I've ever had in my life.
It's
and I've been
giant
thinking
sponge
about
cake
it.
with cream.
It's cheesecake. Yeah, they make these thing called cheese tellas. They make a cheese tella, a chalk tella, a cream tella, and then they just make a cheesecake, which is not like a regular cheese. Whatever you're thinking right now, picturing with a cheesecake, it's not that. It's like eating a cheesecake cloud.
Yeah.
Oh,
A pillow
I
of
would-
cheesecake.
pillow.
I would
They
eat
just-
that out of the trash, you guys.
That sounds good enough to eat out the trash. That sounds like a slogan for a bakery. Good enough to eat out the goddamn trash. And then it's B-roll of Justine, grabbing out the trash.
Out of the trash.
She looks so happy.
I am.
I love the grunt.
Wait, so Justine, is there an exception? Would you ever eat something that's not vegan, like a dessert product, or you spiral and you'll fall off the wagon?
I mean, always I'll fall off the wagon. I mostly would not do it because like I've accidentally eaten stuff with dairy or butter, like hidden dairy in it,
And what
it
happens?
fucks up my stuff like immediately. So I'm at the point where I physically can't
do it anymore.
if I started, it would immediately be like,
mud butt.
yeah, exactly. Mud butt. You get it. well, it's like that.
More cheese tella for us.
Yeah, more cheese tella for you. But it's like
have to
that.
try it.
What's that stuff they give to alcoholics so they get sick if they
Oh,
drink?
that makes them like throw up?
Yeah,
Is that Ipecac?
That's the equivalent.
yeah,
of
that's
what
the
you're talking about. Okay,
equivalent.
cool.
Yeah,
I don't know if they give them Ipecac, but Ipecac makes people throw up.
I forget. It's something where they're on it every day, and if they
Oh.
drink, they throw up. I forget what it is.
It makes it taste foul to them,
Yeah.
or they'll throw up.
And I had some major alcoholic friends in high school, so I know
In
about
high
that.
school?
Machine
Yes.
days.
Oh my
These are
God,
other
I
days.
was crazy in high school.
Who get that? It blows my mind. Well, not blows my mind. It's just I was in such a completely different.
Oh, girl.
I've heard some stories.
I was wild.
Well, we'll have to share that.
That's the next struggle.
We'll have to share that on another. What's great about this podcast is that everyone has multiple things they're struggling with. So I will have you can be here now, and then we'll have you back on in a couple months. And
Perfect.
We'll be it's just it's like an endless pool
I love it.
of foolishness.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a fun pool.
Thank you.
I hope it's sanitized, but
Justine came on here and was very vulnerable today. She was talking about dumpster diving for cupcakes.
oh man.
And no one's judging you.
I mean, it's fine.
We've all
Thankfully,
done
it certainly
things.
Did. Yeah, we've all done things.
I'm not judging you, Justine. I can't because I'm a corny black dude with ass. So, like, what am
With
I
a
going to say?
fat ass.
With a fat
Don't
ass.
forget
Don't
that
leave
fat
that
ass.
part. It's the most important part.
No judgment here, girl.
Oh,
All right. Well, I guess we have to wrap it up, guys.
this is so fun.
I'm so happy.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah. Plug your
plug your show, plug your handles.
Oh. I thought you were gonna say plug your hand sanitizer.
Well, if there's one that you use regularly, please feel free.
I mean, Jergens does the trick.
I'm a Purell fan myself.
Oh yeah, Purell's good too.
Johnson and Johnson.
Johnson and Johnson.
How do you feel about the organic natural ones? Do you trust those?
You know,
I use Dr. Bronner's, if I'm being honest.
really?
That's what I use.
Is it good?
It's amazing.
I would think.
But how do you, we don't know if it works.
Yeah,
or not,
we
let's
don't
be
know.
honest.
We
We don't know
don't
if any of them
Smells
work.
like lavender. That's all I know.
I mean, they do smell
They
better.
smell good, but it's like I like trusting. There's some things that I like to be old school
Chemicals.
and just
Give me
like,
the chemicals.
I have tried using the 7th generation cleaning supplies, and I'm like, this is just
Nah.
kind of just making the dirt cleaner.
Is
Yeah.
this saline solution
Yeah,
that you
no.
just gave me?
Like this dirt looks shinier,
No,
but
I
it's
need to
still dirt.
Yeah.
I gotta sanitize.
I need bleach and
Yeah,
stuff.
same.
Yeah, unfortunately. So
So use bleach is the first thing I want to plug.
I want to plug Clorox. Maybe we can get them as a sponsor.
Yes, please. I'm on Instagram at Justine Machine 1, on Twitter at Justine Machine, and then my dance show, Stand Up to the Streets, is usually the first Tuesday of the month, but this month it's a little bit different. So just check my website, JustineMarino.com, for updates on that.
Well, you have to say what it is too.
Oh, it's a dance battle comedy show that Candice has won.
I mean,
Yeah, she killed it. She
Thanks.
did.
I did a really ambitious dance to Rihanna's Wild Thoughts.
Yes.
With DJ Khaled.
Yes, that was amazing.
Remember
and it was,
that dance? I thought I was going to win someone's heart that night.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it did absolutely nothing.
Well, he was just.
I talked about that on the very first episode of this podcast.
You did?
I did. I said that I was like, for sure, after he sees these moves, he's not going to be able to resist.
I mean, I was barely able to resist, to be honest.
Thank
it
you.
was like
Straight women coming up to me after the show like, Candice.
it was hot.
Ooh.
She had her abs out. Like it was.
I have one
hot.
ab. Don't mislead
She had
the
an
people.
ab out.
I
No, you
one
have
ab.
a hot bod, Candice.
Thanks, Justine. If the guy had said that, that would have made me feel so much better.
Well,
but
who cares? He was jealous.
he wants to be me, I think.
Yeah, he does. That's
That
what
must-
it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a dance battle comedy show that Candice has done twice,
And it's so
killed
fun,
it.
guys.
It's very fun at the
They
comedy
have
store.
they have actual professional dancers from like So You Think You Can Dance,
Yes.
and from movies like Step Up. They
yeah.
have them come and judge us, and it's really like it's one of the most fun shows that you can go to in LA.
Well,
so
thank you.
I highly recommend
It
going
is
if you're in
fun.
the area.
Yeah. We sanitize there.
She sanitizes. Do you want to plug Mitch too, really quickly?
Oh yeah, Mitch.
'Cause he's a talented guy.
He is. He's a very talented artist. He's an animator on Dreamcore on Adult Swim, and his Instagram is at Man Mantis.
Look at that.
Yeah, you can
that.
see his Michael B. Jordan painting.
Yes.
We're both enamored.
And Mal, where you gonna be?
At Mal Hall on Instagram, all the social medias, malhall.com for all of just the white people that I guess are going to come to the shows.
Stop it. Mal, you have 2 black fans.
Yeah.
Are you in
That's actually 4 half black, half white people.
that are dating? I saw you posting about Oxnard, but by the time this post, is that going to be already done?
Oxnard, I mean, those shows are already sold out. So they're Angela shows. So.
It's for this coming up weekend?
Next weekend.
Oh, so you can say it.
Okay, next weekend I'll be at the Oxnard,
You never
Levity
know.
Live Oxnard, you guys, if you want to come out.
Give the dates.
What's the dates?
It's going to be March. That's going to be March, the second
the
weekend
first
in March.
weekend in March?
No, this is the first weekend in March coming up right now.
March
Like
9th
the
March 9th and 10th, you guys. 9, 10, 11. 8, 9, 10, 11. I'll be at Levity Live Oxnard.
With Angela Johnson.
Angela
Boom.
Johnson.
So
she
it's-
judged the last show.
Oh, that's right.
the
Look at
dance
that.
show.
Look how that
Yeah.
dovetailed.
Whoa.
Look how
She enjoyed herself.
you never cease to disappoint on this podcast, right? All right, guys. I've been Candice Thompson. You can follow me on Twitter at Jokes by Candice. That's Instagram and Snapchat, which nobody uses now because Kylie Jenner tweeted about how Snapchat is dead, and now she's probably going to get sued. Anyway, like when Oprah got sued for the meat when she said meat's bad for you, and then the whole
Right.
meat industry came after her.
Really?
What's
You don't
wrong
remember
with
that?
people?
It was like in the 90s. But yeah, Kylie was like, who uses Snapchat anymore? I'm like, bitch, you about to get sued. So
But like in her defense,
nobody does.
No one
It's
does.
for 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like I think and when I see adults that snap regularly, I'm like,
With filters?
Go
I'm like,
Grow
you're
up.
a child. So anyway, yeah, Jokes by Candice, and then CandiceThompsonComedy.com. You can see me all the time at the Comedy Store. Oh, I'm also going to be March 16th and 17th at if anyone's listening who is in the Cincinnati, Columbus area and wants to see me with Roy Wood Jr., I'm going to be at the, what's that place called? The Funny Bone in Liberty Township.
Are you staying at the condo?
I'm staying with my parents.
Oh, good. Because that condo is a
Is a
neurotic
no.
person's worst nightmare.
Okay, so I will even offer because Roy's probably gonna be staying unless they put him up in a hotel. I don't know what the deal is, but
I think the headliner gets a hotel.
Okay.
in the
The
hotel
openers.
is
he'll be
right
fine.
there,
yeah.
Yeah, so no, I'll be staying with my parents.
Perfect.
Shout out to Joyce and Howard.
Yes.
So yeah, if you guys want to go, again, that's March 16th, 17th, Friday, Saturday at the Funny Bone, Liberty Township. All right, guys, till next time, the struggle.